Hello and welcome to Simple Life Tarot, making your life simpler. My name is Sahil Sharma. I've got another question for you, and I'm going to ask that question on your behalf. And the question is, how can I bring financial abundance in my life? Again, the question is, how can I bring financial abundance in my life? So as always, I have 3 decks that I have created for you, or 3 piles created for you. Sorry, I keep changing that word or use the different interchangeable words for these piles or decks. There are 3 of them, and I'll ask you to quickly meditate on that question. How can I bring financial abundance in my life? And then I'll show you, have a peek at these different decks, and let's see which one do you get drawn to the most. And we'll start unpacking each of the piles for you. So here we go. So here are the 3 piles. I have the pile with orange calcite, I have the clear quartz, and I have the yellow citrine. So take a look. There's pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So whatever draws you the most, please choose one of those piles. So we're going to unpack pile number 1, which has orange calcite. So if you chose that pile number 1, let me unpack the card for you, the deck for you, and also have my favorite Gita Oracle cards. I'm also going to be picking out 1 card from this as well. All right, so let's see. What do we have here? So quite interestingly, we're talking about money, and whoever chose this pile, you guys are lucky because I got 2 cards of Pentacles and 1 from Major Arcana. So the Major Arcana has the Strength card. Again, there's a lion, and there is the beautiful Mademoiselle, and then we have 6 of Pentacles right there, and I also have the 8 of Pentacles. So how do they all come together? The theme here. So what it's telling me really is, let's start with the Major Arcana card because it really talks about the broader context. The Strength, we have a lion and a beautiful woman in there. The lion is basically a symbol of your inner strength, right? Kind of a male energy inside. It does not mean that you have to roar because there's a woman outside. There's a light chain around the lion, so which means things are still very gentle on the outside. So as much as you can have a great strength within you, what is being portrayed outside to the world is in a very feminine energy, very light, very gentle, and beautiful at the same time, right? So that's the first card, and I'm going to make some connections very soon. It also asks or tells, the 6 of Pentacles are telling that you have already got some financial abundance, right, which you can even share with others. So the more you share, the more abundant you become. That's the broader interpretation. I'll have 8 of Pentacles, where the gentleman, the young man, is working hard, burning the midnight lamp and doing some hard work. So which also signifies you might have to go to an institution, a college, university, coaching, any sort of learning, back to school kind of a theme to really harness your inner strength. So bringing it all together, you have to figure out what your inner strengths are. And these kind of profession also, because in a very common sense, you're going to be making money or getting financial abundance once you start tapping into your own strengths and talents so that you can put them to work to earn some money, bring some financial abundance. So this card tells me that you might have to go to a school or learn a new skill. Might have to work really hard for that, which will, of course, help you in gaining financial abundance, which you'll be able to even share with others, right? Whatever you do might require or might actually be based on using your physicality a bit. So you might be as strong as a lion inside, but you might need to have your feminine energy come out and use that or leverage that to earn the abundance, the financial abundance. This could mean, for example, getting into professional modeling, right? Or anything that, it could be even anything. It could be real estate, it could be being into sales, being anywhere, but wherever you are able to use your physical attraction the most, if you're able to do so, right? So it involves professions like that. So there could be a plethora of professions, right? It could be, and I say real estate especially because there are a lot of pentacle cards in here, right? It could be anything related to agriculture, for example. You could be a florist, opening up a flower shop. Could be anything, right? Entering those kind of industries related to land, or related to money. It could be you could go to a bank. So it really depends. So I say bank because it involves money here, but it does not show me any kind of wand cards here or swords where you are using your intellect or your creativity. It's using more of your physical attraction, right? So be cognizant of how you might use your physicality to bring that financial abundance into your life. Might require you to go back to school and something that you want to share. So your inner strength could be shared. So this sharing card also can mean whatever skill that you have, you are willing to share that with others, right? You're willing to share that with others to increase and gain financial abundance in life. All right, so that's number one. So know your strengths, use your physicality as your talents to get some financial abundance in your life. Quickly going to pick out a card from the Gita deck. Let's see, what does that have for you? So for people who chose pile number 1, how can they bring financial abundance into their life? Pile number 1. Let's see, how can you bring financial abundance in your life? What card does it show? So the card is, from the Gita deck, it's called Our Enemy. Our enemy. And the verse behind it, it says, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? It is lust alone, which springs from contact with the mode of passion and is then transformed to anger. It is the mighty, all-devouring source of sin and the true enemy of this world. So, very interesting card that comes with it. So it's a caution and a warning card as I see, because one thing is, yes, you want to earn money, have financial abundance in your life, but it also tells you got to work hard, right? The 8 of Pentacles, you got to work hard for it. Don't become lustful, don't become greedy in this process. You got to be giving and sharing with people as well, right? That's what the 6 of Pentacles was telling you. Also, when I say that you might be able to leverage your physicality in different professions, whatever that profession might be, you have to be careful. You don't have to go to the lower states of life. Stay higher, use your physicality or physical attraction in the best possible ways, in most positive ways. You could be a psychologist too, you could be providing those soothing, relaxing services to others where you take and share your own skill and calm people down, understand their problems and provide them solutions. So I'm just giving you an example. So this profession could be anything, but do not engage into such professions that involve physicality that can take you to the lower realms of life. All right, avoid that, please. All right, that's it for pile number 1. We go to pile number 2 very soon. Pile number 2. So let's see what's in pile number 2. That was with the clear quartz. So if we chose this pile, this deck, let's see what do we have inside. Okay. We still have, so the good news is we're talking about money, bringing financial abundance in your life. So the first card that I have here is 3 of Pentacles. I'm just going to talk about it very soon. 3 of Pentacles is here. Then I have the Hierophant. All right, and I also have the Justice card, Major Arcana, number 11. So what does it mean? What do these all mean? So 2 Major Arcana cards show me a broader context of life. There are 2, so that they prevail in this reading, Major Arcana. What bigger changes that you need to bring in life first to be able to have that financial abundance? So okay, let me go one by one. So let's talk about the Hierophant. Hierophant and Justice together. Hierophant is telling you more about that you might have to take some of the traditional methodologies, traditional careers, so to say, to tap into that financial abundance. Do things in a very methodical, very traditional way. Take a traditional stance in doing things. For example, many of the professions that are involved with this card, they are like the large establishments, institutions, could be big banks, could be hospitals, could be government agencies, all those sorts, like bigger, huge establishments. Could be any other company as well. But they work very traditionally, and most of the, for example, the government firms, they work very traditional, in a very traditional way, or the banks, especially the public banks in some of the countries that they are. I know a lot of countries have only private banks. So think about your mindset. Think about, this is nothing to do with emotions, by the way. The entire theme that I'm saying has nothing to do with emotions. There's no cup cards inside. That means everything is more intellectual here, right? You got to use your brain to do things. So keeping your emotions out. So that's how you can start bringing your financial abundance in. So you're not using your emotions here. So one is that Hierophant. Justice also tells me that these could relate to professions such as, because it involves fairness. You got to be fair. It involves, of course, the court, the law. Could be anything that brings justice to any profession. You could enter into. You could be a lawyer, for example. You could be a judge, for example. You could be in mediation, for example. Anything that requires you to bring. You could be a social worker, for example, right? So who has a cause to move forward for the larger good, or bringing justice to people's situations that they're stuck in. So anything that is requiring to bring some kind of fairness in situations might interest you. And you'll probably do good in that, right? So go the traditional way, look for what brings fairness into situations. So some of those professions are, like I said, government, or being with the law enforcement, right? They kind of all make sense. They're going together. You could be a policeman too, right? So you could be, again, a banker, but you could be into a certain department of the banks that bring justice to the bank or the people. People are defaulters. Sometimes banks are trying to recover money. So that's bringing justice to the banks because they have loaned out money. People are not returning the money. You could be in that kind of department. So in recovery, for example. So think of those professions. And the card number 3 of Pentacles is really telling me that once you do those things, you will definitely be able to have some recognition in your profession, whatever you choose, and there'll be time for celebrations, right? Your ideas, your thoughts will start getting manifested pretty fast. That's the miracle of the number 3. Right? It's a manifestation, initial manifestation. So think about how might you embed certain of those skills. If you already are a lawyer, or in a government firm, who knows? If you are, great. If you aren't, it's time to probably look for a profession like that on the side, start on the side, and keep moving there. So let's see what does the Gita Oracle card has to say about this pile. Okay. So how do the people who chose pile number 2 bring financial abundance in their lives? How do these people who chose pile number 2 bring financial abundance in their lives? So let's see, what do we have here? Okay, the card that I have with the Krishna. All right, the card is called All-Knowing One. And the verse behind it, it says, I know all beings in the creation as they were in the past, as they are now, and as they shall one day come to be, yet not one of them knows me in full. O Arjuna, all living entities are born into illusion, overcome by the duality of desire and hate. That's where I clearly see this card as linked with the Justice card, bringing the fairness to the pros and cons where things feel to the extremes and bringing them back to balance. It's about the balancing act, right? The duality of desire and hate. So two extremes, right? Two extremes. So once you try to bring fairness through that balance, keep things straight in through law, through justice, through realizing that there is someone above us, there's a higher power above there, whether it's law and justice in this case, as we saw the deck, or it is the higher power as in the context of the higher realms, right? All knowing one. There is one superpower above us, the universe, that is watching the karma, right? So getting back into balance is the message. All right, so that was pile number 2. So we'll have a look at pile number 3. Okay, now it's time to unpack pile number 3, the one with yellow citrine. If you chose that, let's see what do we have in your cards. Interesting, there's no money. There's no money. I don't see any pentacles, people. Well, it does not mean you won't have money. It's the way, how can you become financially abundant? So let's see how can we bring this in. It's quite interesting actually, as I see very quickly, it's giving me some glimpses. So number 1, I have the Page of Cups. Let's start with the positive cards, slice cards. The Page of Cups, the Page of Cups, and I have the Devil card. Not a lot of people would probably want to see that when it comes to financial abundance. We'll interpret it. We'll see what the reading becomes. And then we also have the Moon card. All right? Won't say much. I'd rather try and bring things together in a positive light and see what do they really have to tell you. Let's not jump to conclusions yet. So the Page of Pentacles is, Page of Cups is telling me that you have to start to tap into your emotional side, right? Feels like you have a sense of emotional depth in you, which you haven't tapped yet. And it is time for you to start doing that. Why do I say that? Why do I say that is that there is the Moon card. As much as it is the card of illusions and deceptions and secrecy and so on, it also means that it is time to tap into your intuition, right? And also, let me bring the third card, which is the Devil card. Devil card has always been seen in a negative light because it's about overindulgence into things. Could be about affairs, could be about, let's say unfair sexual practices and so on and whatnot, right? Just bad habits, could be addictions, could be anything of that sort, right? And you see the eyes of the devil is covered, right? He cannot see because he's just into ecstasy, right? So this is like the other side of the people, the inner side sometimes that comes out. So how does it become positive in this entire thing? How do you become, bring financial abundance, such things? So using your passion, you can tap into your intuition. Using your passion and your emotions, you can use your intuition, right? Tap into it. And through the Devil card, right? This is also the card of secrecy. Occult knowledge, people. You don't forget that. It's like, let's say, this is like the South Node, I would say, right? South Node in astrology, it's also called Ketu. In Vedic astrology, this is like that card that loves the occult knowledge, and on a spiritual side, I mean, right? You could indulge yourself into spiritual sciences, my friend. It's nothing wrong with that, right? That's about indulgence, and you might just be very much attracted towards the occult sciences, which means, and when I say occult sciences, it could be anything. It could be tarot itself. It could be any metaphysical, tool that you might want to engage in. It could be astrology, it could be numerology, it could be anything that helps you predict the future, or predict, anything that's coming up next for you in life. It could be any of those divinity tools, right? So look in a positive light. It might give you an opportunity to really tap into those things of yours that you probably haven't even thought of, or you probably are into it already. It's time to make a move forward. It's the Page of Cups. Move forward, right? It could be a new beginning, a good news coming your way. that this video itself could be good news coming to you, because I'm telling you, tap into your intuition right now. That's the new beginning for you. So once you tap into it, you look at those the occult sciences, could be tarot, and who knows. Let me know if that's the case for you. Contact me, please DM me or message me, wherever you like, wherever you're watching this video, and let me know, right? So you can bring in financial abundance, tapping into those talents of yours of doing practices such as tarot, astrology, numerology, whatever that is for you that you are most attracted to, and provide services to others. You probably can bring in a lot of financial abundance through that, right? Also, when it comes to devil, again, I'm not suggesting you have to get into some practices that are not very healthy for you, but it does involve addictions, right? Which I can also suggest. It suggests me, at least. I know marijuana has been made legal in Canada, at least. I don't know about other countries. You could be selling those too. Who knows? Who knows, right? You could open up a metaphysical shop, selling different things, from cannabis to I don't know, tarot cards, to tarot astrology books. I don't know, anything that relates to your emotions, relates to your intuition. Could be one of those. Depends what you want to tap into. So, time for the Gita deck, the Oracle deck. Let's see what does that have to say for you. So, how can the people who have chosen pile number 3 bring in financial abundance? How can the people who chose pile number 3 bring in the financial abundance? So let's see, what do we have here? All right, Krishna again. So the card that I have here is called Conscious Entity. The verse behind it says, those whose minds are enchanted by sense enjoyment and material opulence never find the resolute determination to practice spiritual life. Again, I'll read that again. Those whose minds are enchanted by sense enjoyment and material opulence never find resolute determination to practice spiritual life. Do you see the connection? It's all talking about intuition. It's all talking about tapping into your inner self, that other side of you that you haven't probably tapped into. It's time to leverage that side. If you really want to be spiritual or practice spirituality, material things might not cut anything for you. They are there for you, yes. It's telling you very clearly. All the material things are good for you, of course, they are needs, but what will really cut it for you in your life is by tapping into your inner self, in your intuition, and there's no harm in helping people out, or generating some financial abundance through the skills that you have by just tapping into your intuition, offering services to others that can help them. It's a good cause. It's a good cause. So I think it was a beautiful, very unique pile. So you can definitely tap into those areas that I just talked about. So hopefully you've got some answers from these piles that you chose, and I will come up with some more questions that you want to get answers for. If you have any questions that you'd like me to address here, please don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, follow, share, whatever you wish to do, wherever you're watching on YouTube or Instagram, please do so, and let me know, how did it go for you? Has there been any, have you been able to make any connections to these readings? Anything went well? Anything changed? Feel free to let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right, signing off for now. This is Sahil Sharma from Simple Life Tarot. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.